Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. It's a good Friday, and a good Friday to you as we get this baby underway. Mansfield, number 1 in the league. Wrexham, number 3. The hunt for auto promos, and this one's going to be bonkers. I just have a sense. From Mold Road, from the Stoke Racecourse grounds in Wrexham. This one, excited. Made a couple of minor changes. W and G, your logo got moved over when you get here. Ruth, I can imagine you're eavesdropping in the background as you're going through things. We've got Brian. We've got Jingping. Don't think we've seen you in a while. Thank you for coming back. Grizz, A2Z, Brendan here as always, welcoming people to the stream as we get this one going. For those that are not aware, this can be picked up from your regular streamer provider if you have that. ESPN Plus in the US, DAZN Canada. I don't know which one's faster yet. The DAZN link isn't up for me, so I'm gonna have to compare. Hopefully I'm not too far behind. Joris, Charlie Vale, we've got Mullen indeed. Added some new stuff in the background here. Vinyl logging in as we dive through what's up with this exciting little match we've got going. Obviously, one eye on the out of town scoreboard, but we control our own destiny, and let's take care of this one. 3 points here would be massive. 1 point digestible, and if we don't come away with anything, that's a slap and a setback. Not the end of the world. We're not in desperate territory, but when you're the last mouse, the closest one to get eaten by that voracious mob of teams behind us, the Dons, Alexandra, Barrow, I think, well, Crawley's out of it, but those three, you don't want to be the one that's catchable. You want to be the one that's up. So that means passing one of Stockport and or Mansfield. And today sounds like a good day to do it. There were talks about the Stockport FGR game being canceled. Ultimately, they're going ahead with it. So I guess I don't know if you want to count that good news or bad news. And the reason I say that is because there was an urge, or not an urge. If they weren't able to go because of the pitch inspection, they would have had to have actually played on the 23rd, which is the same weekend, the Tuesday on that same week that we would have had them for the last game of the match. And tired legs would have been preferable. As to the lineup and the details that are there, as I see, I may have to change that one little thing with the lineup because it seems to not want to fit into there. But let's see, do I make that change now? We'll leave it alone. Let's talk about the lineups, and then we'll go through the stats here as I make that change. Nothing surprising in the starting lineup. Ogonkwo, obvious. Cleworth, O'Connell, and Boyle in the back. That's been obvious as they've been steady for an extended period. No Barney, but due to injury. No Ford, so that means Bolton slides in. That's obligatory. And did I add an extra R in his name? O'Connor. I turned him into a pirate. Silly me. Maybe I will make that change on the graphic then while I'm doing this, and we'll have just a quick little chat while I make some updates. Let's do that one. So don't mind me if I'm clicking around and you're watching as we make changes on the fly here, given that graphic got a little bit messed up. But O'Connor sliding in, Cannon and Lee. And McLean back from suspension at just the right time because Mendy is out with an injury. And so that's an equal slide. Mendy falls right out of the lineup. What is interesting to me is what's in the substitute list. No center backs, nobody for the back line. I would assume that means because O'Connor is there, healthy to go a full 90. If there's a substitution that has to be made in the midfield, injury or otherwise, you would expect, I think, that TOC slides back in for Boyle and if there's an injury in the back, TOC can slide back, but really we don't have Young. So that was an interesting decision for me. McFadden's on the wing, Barnett. Let me double check. I've got him listed, but I thought that he was injured, but that was just a preference. Man, how can you tell I just woke up? Yeah, no, so Barnett was a selection. So Barnett, I guess, I don't know who slides into the midfield if we have to get somebody out of that mob. Evans would be the obvious one. But if I don't know, I think I would have liked to have had an extra midfielder and rather than having Dalby. And that's the ultimate short end of the stick is Dalby's our option. Up front with Marriott and Fletcher. And would you have preferred Youngie over Dalby, I guess, is the big question for me. As I talked my way into that one, more than had that one prepped. I hope the brain fires a little bit sooner here. Let's make that change here as I got distracted. So maybe we'll do that one more time just so that makes sense at the end of this whole process as I've gone through it. So no Young being the key component to the substitutes list, Dalby being back in. While we do have Evans as cover, and you also have cover in the center backs in the sense that if somebody goes down there, O'Connor can slide back. No Tozer back there to cover. So it's O'Connor. I guess that would mean O'Connell staying in the middle if he goes down. I don't know who out of Cleworth and Boyle would take that middle spot. As TOC, we've only seen him on the left. But let's not talk about hypotheticals. Let's just focus on the good stuff. Hell, I even did a John thing, and I brought the cup to bring us some happy-go-lucky luck here, and just telling myself to remember to smile. Holy 2.5 hours, 3 hours of sleep trying to watch that FGR match to see if it was going to get canceled ends up ruining my capacity to use the English language. Let's slow down and figure out the day. Give me 2 seconds here as I'm just going to make a couple of changes here to the rotation. And fix those so that hopefully that solves that problem, and we'll go back and bring that up. Just that friendly reminder, if you haven't had it before, the game is not only available for you on iFollow, and I have mine available internationally, it's also available with your streaming provider. There is a website called livesoccer.com. You can type in Wrexham. It'll tell you where you can pick up the match, but it's largely, as I've put down below for most of us, ESPN Plus in the US, Bind 2 or Game 2 in Australia, DAZN Canada, and Star Plus down in South America. For those that are in one of those 4 countries, go to livesoccer.net. You can bring that up. And if you have that streaming service, go and check it out, because you can watch along and catch this one with us. Couple last little changes, and then we'll go through the statistics before we're now getting closer to quick kickoff. Only 19 minutes away, and man, I don't know. Let me ask you about your own mental health and how you guys have been doing. Did this one cause you to lose some sleep last night? Did this one get you a little bit staring at Twitter and going sideways? How did that one happen? Joint top, I just don't want to be last 3, Bill. I take it that it's got some whole bunch of changes, and I mean it. I'm curious I haven't gone to Twitter to confirm that the FGR game is done. They had a pitch inspection at 10 o'clock in the morning, which was 3 o'clock in the morning, our time. And I stayed up for it just to see what was going to happen. The discussion being FGR and Stockport only had a game available on the Tuesday, the 23rd. They couldn't get it off. And I was like, man, that would be a nice outcome if we could end up having it. It means we wouldn't be scoreboard watching for them today. But looks like they're playing on a rainy pitch. I did check the weather for this one. Wrexham going to get precipitation early on that's going to taper off. And so it'll be interesting to see it kick off. That's when it's supposed to be strongest. And so we will see how that all transpires. I'm going to start closing down things on my browser. It says 1.43 subs on YouTube and 1420 on your graphic. Yeah, it's been behind here. And it hasn't been updating. And I don't know why that is. I will have to check on that. But my primary goal yesterday was to make sure this was going. And for W&G, the good news as you're being here is I did find out a way to fix this problem, I think. But I only did it for these 4 games. We will look to improve on stuff here shortly. So W&G, massive appreciation and thanks as we start this one off. Brendan, who's always here to help with the moderation, to help with the chat, to help just keep you guys comfortable, happy, and satisfied. He's fills in when it's necessary, and he's been an asset. W&G keeps the live scoreboard going. We have other people, of course, like Kim dropping in and adding statistics and stuff like that. Massive appreciation. And to the members down in the bottom corner, we're sitting at 28 28 members. Carolyn P is a new one. Ruby Slippers, who I haven't seen yet, but added a membership over the week. And so super appreciative of that. You can do that too. What do you get if you become a member? You get the cool little logo that you can see W&G's sporting, the one as I believe that one's as a wormling for being 1 month or more. As you go through, you get different things. Plus, it's green on the chat. Plus, you're less likely to get blocked by the bot who grabs the chat, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So just a nice little way for people to spread a little bit of cheer with everything. Sam Cruz from Brisbane lining in. Top of the table clash. It's going to be a good one. Like, I'm buzzing, but I'm still waiting for the brain to fire up as all of a sudden my wife's snooze alarm goes off and she's with the kids. So early morning headaches. Let me go and deal with that. I'll be right back. Dismissed. Let's jump into the stats here because I've been bringing those up, and I'm going to take my ugly mug off of the screen as I show you the statistics comparison between the two. Here we go. You'll see some obvious things that we need to be worried about, and then we'll come back and roll through the chat. Shots on goal per target between Mansfield and Wrexham, the top club. What you see on the far right is their league statistics and where that puts them. Shots on goal per target, almost one more per game than us, and we're second in the league. That's Mansfield. They come at you, and they come at you in waves. Going to be a busy one. Their shots per goals per shots on target, not much better than us, 2%, but that's a big difference in the average scoreboard and where people sit. We're 15th at 29%. They're 9th. So a little bit more efficient. As far as shots on target against, this one surprised me. As much as they are second, given their defensive prowess, I expected that shots on target against to be a further distance between us. And it wasn't. So, I mean, they still allow less shots than us, take more shots than us, score more goals than us, let less goals than us. Yeah, we're going to have to bring our A game, but I think we can. We've already proven it twice, right? Save percentage, PIM 71.4% as a team. They're ahead of us. Have to remember there are some lapses in the statistics only because Ogonquo obviously joined us late, but really a close battle. And we've seen PIM. It doesn't, I'll be honest, watching the goaltenders around League Two, if you're to line them all up and say, you don't know anything about these guys, pick who your goalkeepers are. Mr. Pim doesn't sit on the top of the lineup as far as looking like a keeper, but man, he keeps the ball out. Possession, relatively equal again, 53.3%, 50.3%, slight nudge to them. Where you get the difference potentially is in their accuracy here, because other than accurate crosses per match, which given how many times we've sent in those crosses, we send in a volume of them. That's why you have us at 6.2, but they pass more. They have more long balls. They have a higher X goals. They are a machine, as it were, and we are going to have to bring our A game, but we know this. As to the, I brought the wrong one up there. Let me refix that, as that was from the last match, and it says I have the right one, so that's odd. But let's see. I should have it downloaded and shouldn't be a big deal. It'll just be a couple of clicks here, and we'll be at you with the next set of statistics. As this should be it. There we go. As to the run-in for form, obviously we had that setback at home against Tranmere last time, but we did rescue it with a game against Grimsby. As far as total points in the last 5 games, we're ahead. We've got 10 to their 7. Wins over Grimsby, Morecambe, and Accrington, and that draw up with Harrogate. They have 7 points in their last 5. They did pick up an extra away game, but that's a tie at home against Colchester, which we watched last weekend. Swindon and Bradford with the wins, and then losses to Tranmere and the Dons. The goals for 79 to 70, way up for them. Goals against 37 for them, 48 for us. Advantage to them. It does get a little bit interesting when you take into consideration the home and the away form. Goals for at home, we're the best in the league. Goals for away, they're the best in league, 48 and 42 goals. Goals against, we're 9th in the league. So that's one area where we may look to do some improvement and build on. That's been sort of a recent thing. We've been up near the top, but sliding recently. And then you have their goals against away. Look, they're defensive stalwarts, and I know I'm going to end up talking about them throughout this thing, but Flint is back there. Keillor-Dunn has been a beast. Aiken's up front. We need his luck. Yeah, we need something. See, and I'm bringing up the chat and it's not there. Let's just bring up one more, and I'm going to keep one statistic secret because I don't want to put any juju into this thing. Ollie Yates. That's not the guy. I forgot to update the referee stats. So let's take that one off, and you guys get to look at my ugly mug as for some reason we've dropped the statistics as I put them up last night and tried to get everything primed, and it looked like it was all right. And Mark Griffiths sitting in our ear. It's a glorious thing to hear and see. I'm ready. Lewis Smith, the official, an interesting draw for this one, experienced and capable. Despite having a debut of November 12, 2022, he has climbed the ranks in short order and had his first Premier League game back in February in the middle. It was a Fulham, was it West Ham? Anyway, he had his first Premier League game. We've seen him a lot in the past because and that was debut in League Two. He's been refereeing basically National League, North National League, climbing the ranks forever, us being in the National League. We've seen Lewis Smith a lot, 10 games, in fact, since 2019. But I don't want to talk about those outcomes. I'm going to save that statistic and hold it in the background. Last time we saw him in the trophy, Port Vale, a 2-1 win for us. 2.91 goals per game is where he sits. And then what you've got is there have been 68 officials that have done League Two games to date. And so when I look at the fouls per game, the yellow cards per game, the red cards per game, the penalties per game, you can see his rankings there. What do you see? Average with fouls, doesn't necessarily give a lot of yellows, but also not afraid to give away the reds and the pens. And so a confident and capable referee by all accounts and all statistics. And I hope that that's the case. Fascinating. Let's get rid of the stat as Kim has the hubbub. Just Bill Mura, let's talk about this one. It's a shame that I'm not at the game. I'm dying. This is, for those that don't know, this and the Doncaster and the Colchester game were the three that I had earmarked that I wanted to go and make it over the Easter break. I was going to go and base out of Doncaster, show up, land Manchester, go over to Wrexham, have a day or two, shake it up, have some fun, and then go to Doncaster where the wife's family is and set up shop, and then make my way over to the away end and sit at Keep Moat Stadium. They don't call it that anymore, but whatever it is, the only EFL stadium I've been in, haven't been in since 2019, but and go and soak that one up would have been a lot of fun. But Kim, I've got FOMO, but that's okay. We're going to focus on results. We're going to remember to smile, and that's how today's going to be. And that's for John is there. John, I got this cup just as a reminder to go with your mentality through the day as we try to smile our way through this one. I'm hoping we get an early goal. I'm hoping Palmer's thing holds up. I'm hoping the statistic with the referee holds up. But it's a good one. But Kim, there were some reports on social media that Keillor-Dunn wouldn't be playing. He's in the lineup, but interesting that he may not be 100%. And even that, we'll take every advantage we can get through this one. And I'm going to take some time. It's 7:52. I want to compare how DAZN is working compared to iFollow to see exactly who's got the faster stream. Whoa. And then I got to turn it down because the ads are a little bit ridiculous. And so we'll get that one queued up as we're 8 minutes away from kickoff and filling up here. I've got the statistic that's sitting up in the corner. What do we think is going to happen? It's got to be close. If it's only 39% to win by one, then that means it's got to be pretty close to on the other statistics. So it'll be a fun one to rack that one up. Let me know your thoughts as they come in here and we fill up with people logging in. There's someone from South Africa here. Do we have that on the map? We do. There's only been 3 African countries so far: Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. Necessary to load up here. Dealing with mad kids. See, I get the pleasure of knowing that my kids are heading off to go to Science World today with mom, because she's like, I am not having them started at 8:00 start, not an early start, and hear you the entire time in the background. And so they're going on a road trip downtown Vancouver for Science World. And I get to sit here. Antoine, nice to see you. Deandra's logged in. John is here. And Santiago had those questions. And I'm just trying to watch both here. And once they get to the rosters, it's all ads at the moment from DAZN. Hopefully the stream will be there. Hey, if you haven't been here before, a couple of things just to remind everybody. Down below is that like button. Let's get the algorithm gods going. Let's fire that one up and get that going. I'm going to go and do one more thing and hope I don't break the universe, but I want to just try something with the subscriber count and hit the refresh button and see if what that does. It kicks it out and it doesn't load. Fascinating. You think the streaming, we should have, that should be the poll at the start of this, is calculate the streaming service. One of these will be faster, but in addition to hitting the like button down below, the biggest thing is no spoilers, especially because we're going to have a whole bunch of people potentially watching this from all around the world. Some are going to be on iFollow, some are going to be on Sky, some may actually be on the game with the phone open in their while they're watching the game. I haven't heard of that yet, but that would be a fascinating one. And now I have the game up and I can see one looks faster. I'm watching for rain here on the right, and then iFollow still got the graphic up. So we'll see which one's exactly faster as I can talk to you while I keep an eye on, because one of them is demonstrably faster. But what that means for you is, please do not throw any spoilers out there. You could be a mile ahead of us, and we just want to make sure that we're not making a mess of things and ruining people's experience where they're getting updates before they're announced by me or announced on their stream while they're watching. For some people, what that means is they draw back the YouTube live so that we're matched. And so it looks like DAZN is faster by a considerable distance on mine, as they're showing the rain and then they've gone to the EFL graphic. I just don't know who I'm going to get for the broadcast. But we've got the whole promo video going, and yeah, it's going to be DAZN as the winner for us. It is raining. What a surprise. It is supposed to let up over the next hour and then essentially stop here. Put up or shut up time. Can we be the best in the league? Today is a big data to run through. And if you didn't see a bunch of graphics that I had on Twitter, yeah, I'm going to close down or at least mute this. We don't know who the announcer is on DAZN. It is not Mark Griffiths. So I'm not going to listen to Mark. I'm going to listen to whoever's doing the sports broadcast. Wow, the camera's just covered in rain. So if you're listening to the Mark one, feel free to make the comments about stuff that Mark says, as I've got the neutrals. And there it is Mike, with you getting nabbed by the... John's got an update and says the rain's supposed to go through the game. I did check it last night, so let's go with your update. There are starting to get circumstances where teams are getting eliminated mathematically from different positions. And I created the statistic to start to look at that. I'm going to have the table up on the chart to talk about it in the after 90 minutes to see how that all happened. But really, there's only one thing that matters and one focus, and that is this match going for 3 points, at minimum getting a draw. I will begrudgingly and frustratingly take it. But this cannot be a loss. And we're watching up above here. Those are the 4 big games, the teams that are chasing us. Barrow drawing in because, interestingly enough, even though they're in 6th place because of their games in hand, they have the highest maximum points available for the teams that are chasing us. So we'll see how this goes. Vince is here checking in. Travis, nice to see you. Hip Karma. I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but man, it seems like the chat is flowing already with a whole bunch of people, which is wonderful. And I thank you all. Hit that like button and DAZN decides to give the hiccup. Don't do this right before kickoff. And I'm just going to check make sure I'm in my fastest. So I'm going to take a moment here and swap over, if I get the option, to the other one. Maybe we just leave it and we'll roll with it. I've got the backup behind us. Whoop. The other thing could be a mild concern is we do have ads on this for one for the first time. I've clicked the button to have them auto located in just to see what ends up happening. So if you do get disrupted by it, let me know how your experience is. I want to try and find out different options and see what's going on as we get lined up. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do it with the Wi-Fi, but it would be it'll be fun to give the update. That's for sure. Games on ESPN, as Sharon identifies. You can't get into the flop counter. All right, I will try to figure out what's going on in the interim. Maybe try it on your phone if you remember the password, because I had an issue with logging into it through my old browser. And then I logged in again subsequent last night. And it seems like it's doing the same thing. It's the login. So I logged into it via my phone with the same password. So give that a shot. If not, I can bring that up on my phone. 70 people logged in already, which is a wonderful thing before kickoff as we're getting ready here to get this bad boy underway. An 8-8 draw, David says, for the entertainment value. Evil as we are underway. Won't have to give as much. I guess I've got some people who are eavesdropping as it's just placed forward and put down to ground, and we're waiting to see if Fought Mob kicks everything off. Throw in for Mansfield, right-hand side. They're moving things forward, and it's cleared away. Not really a confident clearance. Looked like it went awkward off of his boot, and then a miss by Lee, and it's turned the other way by Mansfield. O'Connell headed away inside our own half. And slip and a fall, and then a nice little ninja move over the tackle that went over top. I think the player's fortunate. I think the Mansfield player that was on the ground was a little bit fortunate there with that leg swipe, because had they have made contact, that would have been a foul, if not a yellow card. But instead, a ninja hop over top, and everything is okay. Bringing the line up. Trying to find out exactly what's happening here is I've added some new little treats here, and I'm trying to see how they all end up working out for us in being able to track this match a little bit more progressively and comprehensively, assuming that all things work in our favor. Dangerous. Right out front, left-hand side, getting towards the 18-yard box, into it on the left-hand side, just past back. Got to get the roster scrolling as that's Bowery over on the left-hand side, but it's all the way back down to Flint, who you're going to end up hearing a lot of. Ooh, dangerous challenge. McLean, that's at least a yellow. He threw himself into the reckless challenge. They're both feeling it, but that was a foolish tackle. Into the side of the player. I mean, I don't think he's really injured. I think actually McLean took the worst of that one just based on location of where that was on the body. But the Mansfield player down, clumsy, awkward, horrible tackle by McLean over on the left-hand or the right-hand side. And McLean looks like he's banged up. Just late and sliding through, full contact with the legs. I don't think the boots were up, but it's got to be a yellow at least. Yellow. I think we're fortunate. To me, that wasn't one of those orange ones where, I mean, if that would have been later on in the match, yikes. McLean 3 minutes in with the yellow. I'd like to see a replay here, and usually with the televised ones, they get to it right away. Looks like there's a bloody lip, might have caught him up into the face. Yikes, as that's Hewitt, the center back on the right back. taking a shot early on. Thank you, Santiago. It was a big deal watching that one. The thanks from Santiago for making the Copa America, finally involving all of the Americas into the Cup America. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer a little bit to watch some Canada take on Messi, and then Chile and Peru. Yeah, it was a full body slide whip around. It was a mob. It was a mess. So it is concerning, but the referee hasn't given away a lot of red cards, and that includes those that are double yellow to red. So he may be a little bit more cautious, but we'll see how this goes. It would have to be McFadden on the left-hand side if we're going to pull him out, and I would rather have a McLean on a yellow than a McFadden on the left. Let me know your thoughts on whether that's true or not. 70% possession so far, and finally a little bit of a turnover. McLean kicking it up over to the right-hand side, cut off easily. Is that... Oh, no foul called. Nice little bum there from Bolton, but not called, and it's flicked up into the box. Dangerous. It's there for Lee, and he goes for the kick over the head. And Lee, the overhead bicycle kick from the outside of the box, but just not enough steam on it, and Pym collects it and moves it down the right-hand side. Lewis with it. Lewis over to Bowery. Just with the center backs. Brunt has it, midfield stripe, over to the left-hand side to Bowery. Bowery now, advancing it just a little bit forward and getting the return pass before sending it back to Brunt, back in behind the midfield line, playing a little pitter-pat, tiny little kicks back around. The passing numbers are going to get a boost here, as it's just three players kicking it around the midfield stripe. Keillor-Dunn slides back. Keillor-Dunn slides back and says, we'll take it. Cool trick, Lee. Yes, and if he had the power on it, would have been exceptional. As it was kind of just a soft little lob but it was the right idea. And it goes out of play, and Cleworth grabs it, and he's looking to move it forward. James has set the tone. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's into the big one, is we've already got Mansfield's got one shot. I didn't think any of those were threatening, so I'm not that worried about it. As we had possession, threw it down. Mansfield gets it, headed away by Boyle. It's going to go out for a Mansfield throw, although we are shouting for it. We're not going to get it. How can you not see that? Are the words from Parkey over on the sideline. No score out of bounds. They're still down to 10 men as they're waiting for Hewitt to be able to draw in. He's biting desperately down on a Kleenex, waiting for his lips to dry off, stop bleeding. Oh, and sorry, that was not one shot for them. That's one shot for us. Sorry. That being the overhead. Bolton with it towards the penalty area, gets it over to Lee right in front, 20 yards out, flicks it over to the right and kind of through everybody. Didn't find Palmer, and it's going to roll for a goal kick, as that was just left by Lewis to roll out. All from nothing. 80% possession. And it looks like they're going to make the sub. Hewitt coming out. Not able to stop the bleeding on the lip. And he's still bleeding as he sits over in the box. So that was a 3-minute comeback from his injury. Number 3 subbing out, and that's at the 7-minute mark. And I've got to get the name of the sub. And they feel sorry for him on the broadcast that I'm watching. I say no sympathy. No, it is not the stuff that you want to see, right? Mansfield with it. Aikens able to get it, but it's cleared down. Center of the pitch. Mullen not able to preserve it. It lands with Mansfield again. They're searching, moving it up. Long ball. Ooh, desperate, because the last man back header from Cleworth with a man behind him, but he's able to do it, and he gets it over to Bolton on the right-hand side. Bolton, long ball up. intercepted with a head by Mansfield. And just a battle through the midfield. But again, Mansfield winning those is Keillor-Dunn, the danger man, the man who stirs the drink for them has it. And they're going to set things up around the center backs and start to keep an eye open. As they tend to do is they're willing to come direct. And when they do, they make it fast, but they're happy to set it around. The ball hits the corner flag, it looked like, or just died. And in any event, we're able to clear it up because that's McLaughlin who drew in. McLaughlin. Still capable defender, not much of a slide down from Hewitt. Hewitt back from injury, as I understand it. And McLaughlin was there last game. 68% possession, 30. Does look like it's raining down. 38 passes, 79%. We're only at 12. We've got the one shot though. As nothing happening right now, but that's sort of what Mansfield does. They lurk as Ogonkwo looks to get us underway. And I'm going to go back to the chat as now that I have everything set up the way I think I want to get it set up. And I apologize if anybody's been trying to get my attention as I've been ignoring it. No goals yet anywhere. I'm assuming that WG is able to get in. And I haven't seen the flop counter get a bump, but if it hasn't, I don't think we've seen one. And that was kicked directly out. And the appeal given, they say that went off of, so it was stolen, kicked off of, and I missed who that was, over on the left-hand side. Was that Lee? And anyway, they're going to get a throw in from 20 yards out into a dangerous territory. The coaches are into it. They've been screaming and swearing. There's lots of enthusiasm happening anyway. Short one. 20 yards, tried to flick it over top. Now into this area next to the box is headed away by Boyle, and they're going to get a throw in from Bowery over in that far right corner. Harrogate takes the easy early lead on Wimbledon. We'll take that. And there it is, thrown over top. It's into the area, almost cleared away, not cleared away. Now to Boyle, just get it out. Knock down handball, please. Thank you. Blown down. Hey. In hockey, if you do that shot after the whistle, you're getting grabbed by the jersey and you're getting pummeled into the ground. The whistle blew, you don't take your crack. No, not what I'm recommending in an important football match. Other than my own entertainment, as Barrow, thanks W&G, able to grab the lead there on that one. And Ogonkwo steps up 12 minutes into this one, looking to grab the go-ahead. Barrow lurking, man. Games in hand, 88 points is their maximum amount of points they can get. For curiosity's sake, our maximum is 91. All the way down left-hand side, Palmer not able to secure it and possess it. It just goes out and Bowery's going to grab it. Chested it down. Weird roll-off considering that he had possession and was sort of able to, I thought, do better than that. Just a bad first touch there, which is rare from Palmer, and it results in O'Connell drawing it back to Ogonkwo on a missed throw-in opportunity, and Ogonkwo looking to let everybody line it up. How about that North Dakota team and their stadium they got to go to for the final? The ticket's $1,000 a piece for college hockey because North Dakota gets $10,000 to go and watch their games. And they're playing in this 2,000 seat stadium for the playoffs. No sense, NCAA, no sense. More possession. Mansfield come back. Great little get back challenged by Mullen. Dispossesses him. Lee coming forward. Has Palmer right-hand side. Too far, not able to draw it. So he just flicks it across over to McLean, who bad sort of bounce volley, and he doesn't know what to do with it. Knock it down or make a play. Can't get it to sit, so he punches it in, and Mansfield clears. We get possession. We give possession away. Mansfield on the run, past the midfield stripe, up over to the right-hand side, 18-yard box. Oh, clumsy challenge, and he gets past Boyle, and it's knocked away for a corner kick. Danger, danger, not liked. Hi. Boyle's clumsy challenge here got into late over onto, was that Clark? 26. That was Swan. Still getting used to the appearance of players here. Going to be a corner from the right-hand side to Ogonkwo's left. Flint is up there. It's up. It's cleared away by O'Connell. and it headed way over to the corner, but into a dangerous territory as we've got a head collision and nothing down, and then Bolton gets spilled. And that's what I don't want to see, is a center back going down. I don't want anybody with a knock, but in a game like today, that's absolutely what I don't want, when we don't have a center back fill-in other than Evans coming in for O'Connor and O'Connor sliding back. Seems to be okay. O'Connell's rubbing his face, but he's up and all right. If that was a head contact, you'd like to think that they're going to have a look at it. For a safety, not because I think there was a foul. I think that was just O'Connell went out for a firm challenge and ended up getting a Bolton's been noticeable. That's 2, identifying the pace as Ogonkwo flips it down the entire pitch. Mullen tries to roll with it, ends up taking his man down. No call as Mansfield clears. I think that's the right thing. It's just thumped all the way down to Ogonkwo. Neither team really getting into a flow here. Mansfield's had more possession, but not threatening. We haven't really been able to settle things down. As it's knocked forward, O'Connor's going to have to rescue that one, gets it over to Lee, and it rolls out. Thrown in. Crowd shouts, but it looked like a clear mistake by Lee on that rainy ball that just split the wickets and went through his legs and rolled out. And dangerous. I've got no broadcaster into my ears right now. Oh, they are there. Just really slow with the broadcasting. Lewis got it over. Aiken served it up, but it ends up being cleared, and it's now into the backs, the center backs. Clark draws it over to Bowery. Bowery back to Clark, 35 yards out. O'Connor, great little challenge. Gets it over to Cannon, and we're moving forward. McLean, left-hand side, he draws it back. O'Connor, man, they're closing on us. We've got no room to move. Robert, Swallow, right back to you, which, if you can find somebody, but they're closing on the ball so efficiently that the immediate passes are now getting predictable, which allows for them to fill in gaps and grab those interceptions. And it's just hasn't been good from a possession perspective, 41%, or from a pass accuracy percent. And then we throw another ball. That's 2 throw-ins in a row that we've just given to Mansfield. And that one comfortably into the midfield there's the middle of the field for them. Through the center backs. That's actually Brunt filling in for Flint, who's still up forward. O'Connell sets it down, knocks it down, and they'll get a throw in 35 yards out, right-hand side. Want to get some feel into this for Wrexham. It's Mansfield who's getting touches of the ball and not us, as that one's deflected out in another Mansfield throw. Yeah, I triggered that to happen. I wasn't sure what it would do if it did. And so that's what I wanted to chat. John, we'll talk about that as an experience and see what I can do as far as controlling the mid-roll ads and all that sort of stuff. It's a new feature. It's a way to not have to rely on you guys and to be able to generate some income, so that I was hoping to be able to buy some season tickets next year, but I don't think that's going to work. I think it's just going to have to be a sponsorship. But we'll talk about that as I'm anticipating my first check from YouTube. Won't be a whopper, but it's money. And that's the whole thing, is improving this and buying giveaway stuff and figuring out what we're going to do with it. MDR. And part of that's the ads. And I need to find a way to do it that's not disruptive to you guys and how you enjoy it. John looking at a potential sub, and I don't like it, though. I would rather have McLean on a yellow than McFadden without. Mullen, he dispossesses him, and he's on the inside, but the ball kind of rolls funny. He's not going to be able to drag it with him, so he leaves it in behind. And that's McLean in a battle over there, and he has to leave it alone. There's your yellow card, though. He had an opportunity to get into a fight, and maybe he would have, but realizing he's on a yellow, he unwraps the arm to avoid an extra call. And a dangerous ball back to Ogonkwo, chased down, but he plays it nicely over to O'Connor, and then we kick it away. We are just not, there are some nervy moments here. Now, Mansfield has not capitalized on anything, and they don't even have a shot. Their final third, they're looking like we do. I don't like the fact that we're giving them extra touches and extra possessions, and that's one where O'Connor comes back nicely, but then just boots it away and out of the reach of Cleworth at the 18th minute. Given away. Mansfield with it again. Reed moving forward. 25 yards out, draws it back. Drawn all the way back to the center backs. 59% and still calculating increases before Bolton gets up there and gets a header away, but not to a red jersey. Mansfield still collects. No, don't worry about that. Hit the skip button if you want to and get back in. I don't want to keep you guys away from the experience you enjoy. If they pop up, they pop up. I can control mid-roll, but I have to end up seeing how much, where and how I can do that. And I'm still figuring that component out. Stockport up on FGR. Important match for them, obviously, is Lee just gets bowled into over by Bowery. We're going to have a free kick from 5 yards away from the goal line over on the left-hand side. Swindon looking to hurt the chances of Notts County, who are falling closer and closer. They won't be relegated, but falling closer and closer into oblivion. Carolyn, nice to see you. Thanks for being here and for subscribing, Carolyn. It's a nice little badge you have there, as you just did that during the week, it looks like. Carolyn and Ruby signing up for that. Yeah, the role of M. So we're waiting for this one. Going to be from the left-hand side. I see McLean and Lee are in the box. That must mean that O'Connor is going to serve this one up, and he is. One man in the wall, and it's a flat ball. McLean not able to get there, and it's knocked away just harmlessly for a goal kick. Damn it. We're able to gain possession. Let's get some touches here. That's flicked forward. Long-ish ball. Mullins able to collect it. Well done. He gets tripped up and falls down. Nothing given. Awkward fall, and he's still down. I don't know if he's selling that or if that's injured. It did look awkward. And then there's Boyle with a hip check into Akins. And there's where the foul is. Let's see if Mullins up and at him. He's wobbling back and shaking his head no. I don't think that was contact. I think that was more just slip of the ground and slip of the grass, but an awkward fall. Well, we didn't score, Em. Maybe you want to go sit in the bog? Yes, shots. 2 shots so far, by the way. I didn't update that one. We're leading in shots despite not really looking impressive. We have been more direct. Mansfield's had lots of possession, but just not able to push forward into our final third. We, on the other hand, far less possession, but when we have it, we're getting our swings in. Just we've given away too much possession away. That's the biggest ick for me on this one. And they don't have that. Oh, they might have that stat. Interesting. Interceptions 2-2. So I can get these stats up as the Fought Mob doing its thing, and I'm able to get all these stats here. I'm overwhelmed with stats now. Barrow taking a 2-0 lead. Do not like. Makes these games more important. If everybody else around us is going to win, we got to do it. A weird deflection. It's going to go to Mullen, who's right there at the edge of the box. Oh, and they're going to call the foul. That's a flop. And I know whether Brendan's got control of it because Flint going down softly on the flop, and Mullen was going to be in a scoring opportunity. I'm going to have a look at this. It was a deflection from Bolton, who got there late, and a shoulder charge. No, there is an argument there. He was playing the ball. It wasn't in the back. It was a side shoulder charge, and that one's fine. Flint selling that. And if we can't get the flop, maybe I bring that up on mine as Mansfield has it. There we go. Flop counter is now working, and I'll have to control that on my end. As Mansfield maintains control near the center field, midfield stripe. This has been the ongoing dynamic of them increasing their passing percentage so far and trying to search for something as they think they found it now down the right-hand side, and they do in a threat. Keillor-Dunn, left-footed, hits a block, and well done by Max Cleworth getting in the way. It's going to go for a throw or a corner. I'm not certain. No, it stays in, and so they've realized it. They thought it was going to go, and it died on the pitch in the corner on that left-hand side, and it goes forward. Well done, Max Cleworth. You absolute beauty and you saint. Keillor-Dunn, the last guy you want to have the ball on the left-hand side with space, probably should have kept on going, but instead he takes the shot, and Cleworth right from the center of the pitch in a dangerous area, and Max is able to go there and grab that. block it, get it, not out, get it over to the corner, and we were able to go and rescue it. So an absolute beauty there from Max. The throw in right into a mob of Mansfield players again, and they come away with it. Giving away possession is something that has to end now. Has to end now. Mullen the tank knocking over Flint on a side shoulder charge to me, although the neutral officials say can't see any complaint with that. I guess that just makes me never too late, Carl. Always nice to see you. And 0-0 so far, so just in time for you to be able to enjoy the goal as that throw lands, guess what? On the head of a Mansfield player. Turned over, Boyle has to come over and rescue O'Connell, who had a bad touch there, and that's going to go for a corner. Had a bad touch there and went over, and nobody wide open. It looked like he was going to be progressing towards the goal, and Boyle comes over out of nowhere and rescues it. The constant possessions, they haven't been threatening, but you keep giving blind squirrels nuts, and eventually they're going to end up finding one, right? Corner, Flint is up there taking on O'Connell, far post. It's up in the air. O'Connell knocks it down, headed and cleared away. A little bit of delay there before that one got cleared, and it's going to go for a throw as those possession numbers just got to be getting higher and higher. No, 59% to 41%, and their expected goals are still behind us. But you tell me if that's how you see the game is 59% Mansfield if you're watching, and us higher on the expected goals, because I just got to stop giving away possession. Left-hand side, we gained possession, gave away possession. Mullen trying to get it, but can't. And they have it now through McLaughlin on the left-hand side, who draws it all the way back to Pym. Mullen's on the chase, gets it over to Bowery on the right-hand side, Flint on the right-hand side. Flint and Bowery going to play some tag and some catch, and it rolls all the way through harmlessly. Just an ugly game. It's top two teams in the league, and that's a giveaway by them to us. The Tozer missiles, to my take, haven't been a threat in League Two at all. The center backs are too good in the air and able to get under those. Is a header, and now the chase is on, wide open, 18-yard puck shot coming, and another late challenge. And was that Max that got in there again for the late block? You bet. Max Cleworth, 2 in a row. 26-minute. That's Cleworth again. That's a second charge. That one, a second block. That first one on Keillor-Dunn moments earlier. This one, late getting back. Guy in empty space over on the right-hand side. Mansfield gets their third corner. It's an outswinger high ball cleared away, and it's going to land on the feet of Reed and gets it over for another entry into the box. Headed away by McLean. Not clear of danger yet. Bolton able to get it up there and move it over to the left-hand side, and it's picked up by Mansfield again. More possession. McLaughlin. Max has been an absolute beauty. 26 minutes in, and he's got to be the one who's getting man of the match so far. Got to get something going. We're being overwhelmed. Mansfield, more possession over on the other side, and this is McLaughlin moving it forward. A collision over on the side. And of course, it lands onto a Mansfield boot. Some of this is luck. Some of this is the ball just happening to be squirted away from touches and landing on their feet. And finally, EOC with an interception, and we're on the run. 4 numbers going forward. I don't know why Palmer's so slow getting away there, and O'Connell gets picked, pocketed from the back. And now it's a chase again. Cleworth with it, settles it back down to Ogonkwo, and Ogonkwo, what are we doing? Like, he doesn't know what to do with it, and so he just gives it away and kicks it out of bounds. He had time and space, just thump it down the pitch, and I think he decided, I'm going to give a pass back to Max, and instead he gets underneath it and clears the heck out of it. I'm getting more and more nervous. I hope that we can score against the run of play, because we're going to have to, or we find some capacity, because this has been a lot of missed touches and a lot of concern so far. 41% our possession, passing at 56% compared to their 71. 3 fouls committed, and they're up to 3 corners as they kick it around in the back and get that one up to Reed, who just sends it down, and Ogonk was able to collect it. Stockport 2 up, Barrow 2 up. The Dons and Crewe still sitting even with Walsall and Gillingham. And it's moved forward, headed down, and guess what? It lands on a Mansfield foot. Cannon looked all sorts of guilty there, but I didn't think he actually was. And it gets over to Bolton on the right-hand side. Let's do a thing here, guys. Let's do a thing. Bolton tries to drag it around McLaughlin, and he maintains possession, gets it over to Mullen into the right-hand side. Well done, Bolton. Cross is in. It's a bullet. It's down. A swing and a miss by McLean, who tried to get that on the volley. I'll take that. The Dons go up just as I end up making comment. Everywhere else in the league, the scoreboard's looking, other than the Crewe match, not in our favor. So that makes this even more important. Man, what a run-in this is going to be. I'm getting nervous, and I'm almost a missed touch there by Flint with Palmer looming, and it's back to Pym. Mullen chases him down, and he's made the mistake and kicked it out. A little bit of pressure. Getting some mistakes from Mansfield. Let's take advantage of this, please. A quick little throw in. Gets it over to O'Connor. He draws it back. EOC, the switch is on over to O'Connor, right-hand side and past the midfield stripe. O'Connor up to Bolton, drags it to the left, looking, pulls it back to TOC, and who's there in support, and he's going to draw it back as we take control of it. Shots, 3-3. Getting the update, and I do love this new feature I've got that you guys can't see, that I have it up on my OBS screen, that I'm able to see all the stats live as they come in. As a touch back heel, but it's given away. Mansfield comes up with possession, and it's taken there by Brunt, who thumps it down the pitch. Not the most confident header by Boyle. It's still there. Well done by EOC to come and collect and help out on Boyle, and away we go forward, trying to find Lee. It's knocked out, and we'll get a throw in just shy of the midfield stripe. Parkey with the quick play to allow for the quick throw, and we give another throw away while we've got men forward on the chase. Like, what the bloody frick flop? I see it. I bumped that one up. Is that how we're doing it, Brendan? You're calling them out. Pym collects over to the right-hand side through Flint. The captain for Mansfield, the Stags, thumps it all the way down the pitch, and Aiken's not able to get there, and it rolls harmlessly. I will say they've had a lot of possession and a lot of opportunity, 60%, but they're struggling up front. And beautiful ball forward by Max de Cannon, and here comes a cross, and oh, it's still there! Scores! A missed play, and it lands on the foot of Paul Mullen. What? Out of nowhere, brutal mistake, and Mullen just kind of had to be surprised. Had to be absolutely shook. How in the hell did that land on my feet? Brilliant pass from Cleworth, gets it up to Cannon on the right-hand side. Cannon puts a flat ball in on the ground. Swing and a miss by the Mansfield defender. I'm going to have to see on the replay who that was, because just missed it. And Mullen says, hey, thank you. I will take that. And because he does, you know what that means. So that was Brunt. Brunt with the error on the flat low ball and just swing and a miss. And the player that's sitting right behind him is Super Paul freaking Mullen. 1-0 for the good guys. Let's go. Love it. So that was Brunt with the miss. Cleworth to Cannon to Mullen. And that one was going to haunt number 24 Brunt, because should have been an easy clear. We were gifted it, but we will take it and we will enjoy it. And let's go to whoever was in the bog. Let yourself be known. You now have to stay there for the rest of the game. That's your penalty. Lewis ends up taking a man down. Foul, screaming and yelling. No foul out through. Did it go through Flint's legs too? I would never see that because I'm a fan. It was Brunt who had the attempt to get to it. And then Flint, I guess, it nutmegged him as a consequence. So let's write that one down. Brandon, if you haven't been aware, has been reminding me that I tend, of all of the opposing team's players, Flint's is who I consider the best in League Two. And he thinks I fail to see his mistakes. So highlighting that one for me. Berkeley, California. It's all about Dave Nicely, guys. Dave just joins the channel and he sees the win. There's a ball or an orange balloon or something in the middle of the pitch there that was interfering with things. And Mansfield, a little bit more pep in their step, but that goal's picked up the pep in our step too. Is O'Connell, nice little delay and wait and gets it to O'Connor on the left-hand side. This is McLean moving forward, 40 yards out. Looks over and he's going to find Lee up over on that side. And this is what they do. They pick pockets. That's like their third time in a row where they just advance late on those forward balls and end up stealing things. And here they come running forward and it's just thumped out into the away zone. Somebody took a missile from Mansfield on that clearance from O'Connell. How do you not smile? So the throw in gets kicked back out, and nobody got hit this time in the away end. Fascinating stuff. You're 3 minutes behind, Dale. That's crazy. For those of you who are looking for streams, or maybe you're just listening to me not knowing that it's aware, if you're in the US, ESPN Plus, Bind to in Australia, DAZN in Canada, Star Plus down in South America and Central America. Go to livesoccer.com and find the game and look for it, as that was entered in harmless. Well, it could have been dangerously, I suppose, by McLaughlin. But Ogonkwo does what he's supposed to do, and what I've sometimes been critical of. He goes out and collects it. Holds on to the ball, 35th minute. Whoo-wee. I need to have some nicotine or something to calm my nerves down. Caffeine will have to do. Jeepers. Yeah, and let's just, that's going to happen. This is the fastest stream that I can get because I compared this with iFollow, and I'm way ahead here with this one. So I'll just ask you guys, when you get those updates, you'll just have to wait. But yeah, we're all going to have to celebrate Dave today for joining and then getting the goal. And so it's clear I will never see a goal, but I'm okay. I'm always missing it wherever you are. Offside position, but Mansfield coming forward, pushed and harmlessly pushed through. And they say that was deflected, so that means we must have had that, knocked it off of his foot, because I don't think anybody touched that advancing forward, but it's going to be a corner from the left-hand side. Ogonkwo, little bit of a nervy play going forward, had an attacker coming forward, and how did this ball go out? They're saying McLean on his yellow with that dangerous challenge in the middle of the pitch. And he's almost nose to nose here with a player, as this is an in-swinger, far post, dangerous, good ball. Flint not able to get to it. It's maintained. Going to come back into the box, sleeping, and thank you very much to whoever that was. Holy, Lee ended up getting the block, and it comes back out. They make a kick, and through a maze of about like 8 players, it just misses. So that was knocked down, doesn't go out, comes back out to Keillor-Dunn, who ends up serving it right-footed up to the front of the box. Lee gets the block, and then it goes on the way back to Lewis, who just thumps it through and misses about 8 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, and goes harmlessly a foot wide. So let's mark that one down. 36-minute Lee block. Lewis through 8. Got to write all these down so I know what we talk about in the after 90 minutes. Is that one's all the way down. There's a battle through the air. And it's headed down by Flint. Cannon. Ooh, interesting call on that. Cannon ended up giving away a foul on that one, as I thought he was grabbed and thrown down. And Brunt is down. Don't know what happened away from the ball, but he looks to be in some legitimate pain. That would be 2 center backs. I don't know what happened there. And was that in the battle up above? That was close. That second one. That second one was close. Yeah. So just while he's down, let's go through some of the statistics. 59% possession for Mansfield. We're ahead on expected goals. I just want to see the replay. Oh, they're going to play the goal here. That was Max. Beautiful through ball that misses McLaughlin. Yeah, and it did. It nutmegged Flint. Brunt missed it. Flint nutmegged him. That just went through. 4 shots each. We have 3 on target to none for them. 1 big chance. They have way more passes than us, almost double, 131 to 72, and greater possession. 3 corners, I think it's 4 now, to nil. Going for shots on target. They've had 1 on target, 3 blocked shots for them. Nobody's hit any woodwork. So Brunt going off, he's a big piece for them, and Nigel Clough gonna have to be panicked. That's who else is their center back sub? I guess is that Quinn? Is he a center back? Left, Akins with it, knocked down, kicked up in the air. Cannon's able to get it. Is he able? Mullen flicks it away from the defender. Palmer not able to go and get it. Palmer's been a little bit quiet, to be completely clear. So that would be Stockport at the top of the table. Mansfield now sitting in second, and we'd be tied on points with them in third. Fascinating battle. This is going to be all the way through in this game, nowhere near being over. So much work to do. 40th minute as we've got the ball, and EOC has it after a foul, looking to see where he wants to deposit this thumping. And Brunt is back on. He does look like he's laboring, as that's put down. Mullen with it, tries to flick it over to McLean, doesn't get the touch he wants, and it's cleared out. Boyle goes up, misses. EOC just heads it out. Parkey looking to the 4th official, saying that it didn't go up. Yeah, he's struggling. It's his right leg, and he's hobbled. And so attack down the right-hand side. Bolton's speed on Brunt and McLaughlin. I like it. You know, it might, he's not looking good, because he went to just go and play that and take a swing with it when he put it was right with the plan. I would be getting him off just for safety reasons. And I know that I'm, would like to get substitutions and get to the bench. But when you're on a slippery pitch, and the way that his right leg kind of gave way underneath him and he had to reestablish himself, you don't want this guy hurting himself long-term at 23 years of age. He's chasing after the ball now anyway, as it comes all the way back, and he's labored. Let's just hope he doesn't get hurt. I hope he gets lit up and we beat him and we do it fairly, and we take advantage of the fact that he's injured, but I just don't want to see the kid get hurt. More possession by Mansfield as they just draw it back to Brunt, who's been the center of attention for the last 2 minutes, who gets it over to McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Finally, they found something to advance forward with. Keillor-Dunn comes and grabs it. Never like it when he has the ball, because he seems to have all of the vision, but he gives it to Bowery, right-hand side, up towards the penalty area. Akins gets it back. Here's the entry into the area. Go and get that, Arthur, and he does. Chris, with the $5 donation, I appreciate it. I'm always thankful for the donations. They're super appreciative. If other people are interested in doing it, feel free. But you can also hit that join button and give away the memberships as well. Whatever you guys do, and all that money going in the pot. Season tickets, buying a jersey sponsorship, not United, but you can sponsor a team, sponsor a player. Whatever those are, something like that. Upgrading the system. That's what all of this is to try to improve the product. As it gets kicked out, Mullen says, I didn't touch it. Flint says, yeah, you did. Flint wins out. It's going to be a Mansfield throw. I couldn't see, to be completely fair, what happened over in the corner. Looking for 2 more from Moles. Newport up on Colchester. And yes, keep this up. Seems like they're looking for counterattacks, and Mansfield could score at any moment. Certainly true. Right now, Mansfield's looks threatening from set pieces, but they haven't from open plays. That's got to be a foul. He reached over after he missed the header and grabbed Palmer and pulled him away, and just left the ball there for a Mansfield player to grab it and collect it. Boyle ends up having to head it out as a consequence. And while it's going out, McLean gets bumped into. I'm going to put that as a flop. A strategic flop all the same, and one that we like to see because it actually worked, but that was McLean going down gently. Long ball forward. Flint able to get it, draws it over. It's going to be left-hand side, left there for McLaughlin. They're up past the midfield stripe over to Akins, who's a bad first touch. Oh, that's late on Bolton. Is there a yellow? We're asking for it. He's saying no. He's going to pull him over and have a strong talking to him. But Akins, that's close. Come on now. like the fact that it was the location that it was, I think that had to be a card because it was not that late. It was moments after the ball went, but it's the fact that he came in there with the challenge and stuck the right leg out, and that's dangerous. That, like, Bolton gets the ball, ends up taking it in the knee, and that's one of those ones where that could be like a career ender. We're fortunate Bolton didn't get clattered out, as that was like knee on thigh. Could have blown his knee out right there. Well, we got to put some more money in the back pocket then to be able to secure one of the sponsorships. But hey, that's the goal. The goal is I would love to be able to have season tickets and then make them available to people, do giveaways. If we don't end up giving away, have people be able to buy them. As Palmer comes forward right around the 18-yard box, and again, picking the pocket. There's been a lot of pocket picking, more than I can recall in any other game, as it comes all the way back, and Bolton goes and rescues it away from Akins and gets it over to Max Cleworth, over to EOC. Akins still searching. EOC fakes out the return pass, slides it over to Boyle. And this is the pressure. They've got good upfield pressure, and this is exactly what Mansfield's been doing to nick possession. As they put the pressure on the backs, we lump it over top because we've got to get it past them, and all of a sudden we've lost possession. Bad first touch by Palmer, trying to spin away, and McLean keeps it in, kept in by Bowery. McLean ends up nicking it on the keep in, though, and now we've got a free possession for us out of nowhere. Lee moving forward towards the box. He's tripped up, you bet. That's got to be a yellow because he was walking forward and had open field, and he gets the yellow. So that was Lee beat his man and was running towards the center of the pitch, and Clark ends up sticking the boot out and just swipes his feet out from under him. We are going to get a free kick. He's looking up, and he just clicks into his heels and gives him the Wizard of Oz treatment, and he falls all over the place. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Looks like it's going to only be two men in the wall. This is from one of those areas where it might be a little bit too far to have a thump, but O'Connor sitting there, Mullen sitting there. Somebody's going to end up having a shot. Oh no, this is a go for it territory. Mumblings with this. Let's pot one right before the half. 3 minutes of added time, 30 minutes of it going through. This is a Mullen right footer over top the wall. It's asking for it. It's begging for it. Yeah, Brendan's thinking the same thing. I'm looking at that gap in the wall, and there's the right footer, and it's to the moon. But that had to happen. That had to happen. Oh, is it not rotating through? Sorry, I got rid of the lineup rotations. Sorry, guys. I did that for my own benefit and then started to lose track of where we were at. Shots, lots of shots in the last little bit here. So we're up to 7-5. We'll update that accordingly. McLaughlin gets it forward. Missed touch. It's a giveaway, and we'll take it as Keillor-Dunn tried to backheel that to himself. Not able to do so. Yeah, the announcer's just saying only 3 minutes. That makes sense. You only really had the bloody mouth incident from the very first challenge there on oh, man. Who was that was on? Hewitt. Thrown in, 18-yard box. Bolton with it. He's taking it towards the center of the pitch. And a giveaway. Bolton tried to get it out to Max, and now they're on the run. Max is forward. They've got two in behind, and TOC is able to pull that one down. And that's got to be a foul for the grab. Now it's given. That was delayed. Oh, and it was given to them. Interesting. Not a foul to us, and so we went and assumed that we were going to end up playing it. Ended up grabbing the ball, and they ended up getting a free kick out of it. Aye. So the clutching and grabbing, they're certainly letting that go, because that's, and to be fair, sort of on both sides. It's the plays in the feet, or he's overzealous maybe a little bit with calling. But the grabbing, he's not calling. Lee tries to advance that to a streaking Mullen and can't get it to him. 13 minutes until the potential end of the half. Sharkey logging in with the last minute shout. The out-of-town scoreboard is there, as that's going to go for a throw, and there's another player on the ground. Lewis grabbing his head. head injury, so they're going to come and have a look at him. I didn't see it, so I can't. If it was O'Connor, he doesn't look concerned. But the player's still down. Flop is what you say. I didn't see it, but I'm going to go with you saying that that was a flop as we go up to 4. Yeah, I missed that one entirely. But he's still down, so it makes me believe that it's... Sharky with the emoticons in just the right amount not to end up getting captured by... Oh, he says he's all right, but that stand-up was a little wobbly. Boyle headed it, and they ran into Boyle. There you go. He's coming off, but I've seen a lot of people get up for those checks with the physiotherapist, and that was a little bit of... and the eye tracking a little bit slow. You don't want to cheer for head injuries. But that's one where I think that they don't jinx it, W&G. Don't jinx it. I know we're getting close to the end of the half, and there's the whistle. And that is true. 7 total shots, 0 on target. Boyked or boiled. Either way, not what you want to have happen. Hey, let's talk about that first half in general terms. Yikes, through probably about the first 25, 30 minutes. I mean, we've got 3 on target of the 5 that we've taken. That's rare for us to be that efficient with our shots. The Palmer effect, in effect, Carolyn. There are so many streaks going right now that I don't even want to reference them all. Palmer effect is one. First goal is another. Another one involving the referee that I don't want to talk about because there's just too much juju. You can't put all that out into the world. But there's the Good Friday run against Mansfield. It's all out there. It's all out there. If I was in Wrexham right now, I'd be going to get a bevy, running to the bathroom, trying to get back, having a laugh. But instead, this is exactly, I'm happy. I get to spend my Good Friday with you guys, and that's awesome. G-Zone, that's a great up 1-0, and I agree. 7 shots. Let's just go through the full assessment here. 60% possession for them. No shots on target. They almost double our passing, and our passing percentage only 58%. More concerning for me is how many times the ball has been nicked away from us in ground duels. 4 corners to 0. We've got to be better defensively. We've got to be better with maintaining possession and not giving it away so cheaply. We've had to rely on, and let's be fair, although they've had none on target, we've had to rely on a block by Lee. We've had to rely on a block by Cleworth, 2 blocks by Cleworth. And one miss from McLaughlin, I think it was. It went all the way over to the right. So it's not been perfect for us. Their expected goals, by the way, just an interesting stat is this is kind of cool how I've got it set up on my computer now, able to pick all this up. Is their expected goals have all almost predominantly, exclusively come from set play. Nothing from open play, really. It's been all developed by set play. Opposition half passes, a little bit different, and this is interesting, is we've had 92 passes, 40 of them in the opposition. They've had 88 in our half and 90 in their own. Long balls, accurate crosses. We're far more efficient in the final third this game, and that's what those stats show, is their accurate crosses just sitting at 25% and their long balls at 35%. They're passing the ball around a lot. They're maintaining possession. Defensively, they're nicking it, and we are giving it away at times, but they're just not doing anything with it. But yes, Don, absolutely cut down on those corners and set pieces. Duels won. We're actually ahead. What I'm looking for is I want to be able to see interceptions. They're ahead 7-5. And I don't know. That's, I guess, where they would end up calling those nicked ball from the feet. ground duels won, if that's a stat that's in here, but I don't see it. Yeah, ground duels won, them saying that we're ahead 24-15. That's not indicative of what I've seen. So we've got to do a little bit better there. And the offense, not poor, like if you're talking them or us, and I guess it's kind of maybe could be said the same for both. We haven't had poor offense. We've been just giving the ball away too easily, and it's one of those things. You give a team the ball who's one of the team league leaders in possession. You keep giving them the ball, you're going to give them pathways and opportunities. You give them chances. You've got to strip those away. Yes, I did hear. Was it May 2nd or was it further on in the week? It was supposed to start April 18th. If you missed that announcement, and I don't want to talk finances from the thing, I'm putting together a video and detailing that, although some people may have seen my tweet. But Welcome to Wrexham was to start April 18th. It's now been backlogged off. And it's May 2nd is what W&G announces. It may be later than that in Canada, and that's why I've got a different date in my head, but I can't remember. Well, and interesting that you say that too, because if you look at the statistics, this is not a referee who compared to most really falls for a lot of fouls. He doesn't give them away, so I wouldn't have expected this to be a high flopping matter. Experienced referee. I thought he's done an okay job. He's been consistent. It's interesting to me that he's letting a lot of the jersey pulling and grabbing go. He's letting it go unless it results in a possession turnover. The ground duels, I think he's a little hypersensitive, and he's calling things for fouls a little more than I thought. It was we weren't good for the first 30 minutes. So Stephen, if that's on you, then you need to be on time next time, please. And we expect to see you Tuesday right at kickoff and on an ongoing basis. I think the issue is if it helps you build the narrative. Maybe like if they, I don't know. It's. I think they're doing it as a 2-segment buildup, right? But if the narrative is unknown, then what are you building to? It could be that reason. It could just be because they had a production issue and they were like, we're not going to be ready. They didn't announce. I thought it was a beautiful attempt, Jake. I don't know. Anybody else? Let me know what your thoughts are. I should bring up a new poll. No, because the teams were more equal on the go back and forth, and it was and there was a momentum sway back and forth. This has been Mansfield's really looked rather anemic in the first half. They've had lots of possession, they've kicked it around a lot, which they do, and then when they find an opening, they go quick, and they've been doing that. They've been great on the pressure, but they've really not done anything. I mean, no shots on target. Their final third connections have been missing. My clock's still running. Long may that continue, because that absolves us from having to do better. And hopefully we're able to improve on our giveaways because we've had a lot of possession that we've given back to them. If we can do that, I think we're in a good place. I really do. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad you're able to take the game in the hospital. If we end up winning this important game, Stephen, the question is, will you be willing to sacrifice one for the team and break your other leg towards the end of the season when we need you? That's the big question. No, but in all seriousness, man, get better. Yeah, Mullen scored from the cannon cross, and it was a mistake by both Brunt and Flint on a cross from cannon, and then a beautiful lead pass by Cleworth. Let's not forget, Cleworth probably still my man of the match. I saw a question to me. It said, Sean, not sure if you've answered this, but what got you into football in Wrexham in particular? Football, I married a South Yorkshire lass. Her brother-in-laws are the whole family's into football. Liverpool and Leeds supporters split down the middle. The brother-in-law played for Chesterfield as a goalkeeper back in the day. And so I can't go and hang out with the in-laws if I'm not ready to talk football. And so it's been 6-7 years that I was looking for a club. I did go to Donny Rovers games. I saw them in a 5-1 beatdown in Rochdale back in 2019, League One. And then just didn't want to cheer for Donny, didn't want to jump onto the Leeds board. And so for me, welcome to Wrexham came at the right time. There's the commitment that we want. One break, 4 match, and Stephen says absolutely he's down for it. Nobody let anyone know where you live, Stephen. We're gonna be chasing you down, being like, it's just a metatarsal smack into the toes. I use the word metatarsal in a live. What the is wrong with me? Stephen's gonna be the pincushion for the rest of the year. Yeah, I can do that with a text. I think it's just the hard part about doing it live is I've got to type it all out and all that sort of stuff, and I end up losing it. But I can wonder if I can come up with a graphic. I'll think about how I can do that. Like, I'm not going to worry about it today. Well, or can I? It's going to look like garbage. I'd rather just leave it for today, but I can certainly add a flop counter that's up there. Once a limb or two preemptively broke 2, the tibia and the fibula. Yeah, should be good for at least 2 halves at least. I think that gets us to the end of the season. When you end up breaking 2 of the 3 large, thank God it wasn't the femur, but you're not messing around here with little metatarsal breaks. You're going through the good stuff. Yes. I would love to see a little bit more care with possession of the ball. And I'd also like to see no, that's it. More care and control, possession. Somebody think of a poll question too. We've got this win by 1. I'm going to shut that poll down here in moments, but we'll do that. But language, the U9s, it's just enthusiasm. And now we know that Sam's also not a cursor, at least in front of not 8-year-old children. Yeah, we can talk subs, and when they come in, Fletcher at 70 makes sense to me. Marriott, if we're up at 75, makes sense to me. Do we end up? I don't want to see Dalby. I don't want to see McFadden. I'm hoping we can keep the rest of them going, even with McLean on his yellow. Okay, if we get to the 82nd minutes, let's talk about scoreboard, but that could change. Will we get another goal? We've been sniffing around, but let's be fair. We've had 3 on target. Lee with the bicycle kick. I don't know which one they counted as the second, and then the third one there from Mullen went into the net, and that was as much Brunt and Flint with the error as it was our doing. I'd love to see it. Marriott opening his account against Mansfield would be a beautiful thing to behold. Oh God. When we should have a game, one a year where we end up with the watch party drinking game. It'd have to be an afternoon start. And what do we have? Take a shot if somebody's in the bog when someone scores a goal, or when I end up doing something. Those are the poll questions. Let's bring those up then. And it's been interesting. My computer, for whatever reason, is handling way more than it normally holds. Let's shut this one down. Hey, 48% and the poll. Impressive. I wanted to get to the stats on that one and see what we ended up getting. 164 votes, 48% of them saying we're winning by 1, 32% with 2 or more, and 6% coming in and saying Mansfield sneaking it. Who are these Mansfield people who are sneaking into my chat? No, that's totally good. And if you are watching, hit the subscribe button and come and join us. Like buttons down below while we're sitting at the half. Hopefully the ads are ticking through now, and that would be something to learn for the future, is this would be the time to do it. I'm going to add a poll here. let's do Will Fletcher or Marriott score today. I'm going to combine yours, and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say no. We finish with 1 goal. And I'm going to add no, someone else will score. So there you go. Are they going to score? Is someone else going to score? Or do we finish this one 1-1? Let's put that one together. And you guys can vote on that as we go through. And the subscriber button goes up there. I have a bunch of people turf. Interesting. Subscribe buttons down below. Like buttons down below. Out of town scoreboard. And let's have a look at the table momentarily here. Still sitting in third as it presently sits, but the advantages is that we... Oh, it didn't refresh. I get it. Do I have to refresh these? I do when it's in here. Okay. Lesson learned. And it won't let me do it. There we go. So we're sitting in third, but the advantage is that we've reeled in Mansfield, and now they're into a little bit more danger territory. The MK Dons, they're right behind us, so maintaining this lead is important with the Dons behind us. Barrow jumps up to 67. That means they're going to maintain their maximum at 88, which makes this more important. Crewe, Crawley sitting in on a draw. That is likely going to slide them down and potentially getting into the danger territory of falling out. Whoa, Mullen with 2 more. Massive game for us with everybody nipping at our heels. We've got to put the jets on and pull away and not get into a scrap between 3 teams for the last spot. That's not how I want this season to go. As Stockport looks like they're going to pull away, and we've got to pull Mansfield back and stay with them, but we don't want to get into a 3 teams, Barrow, Dons, us fighting for the last spot. So we'll see how it goes. And we're underway, and I'm a little bit behind, so I'll bump that forward. Paul Mullen gives us the advantage going forward. We're going right to left. They're going left to right, and we've got possession. Nice little touches early on until that one's flicked away and a little recklessly, and it's going to be out. Lewis Brunt is out at the half. So that was the player that I was saying was injured with the right foot. Brunt out. And that was Gale, I think I saw that went in. And there was another sub, it looks, with Nichols using the window. Yeah, Swan out, Nichols in. This... And Swan, was he the one who took that shot to the head? I believe that it was. It was either him or Lewis, and I'm not 100% certain. But that's 2 players out. That's 3 players that are injured as a consequence of this game for Mansfield. Gale in, Nichols in. I'm going to have to get their numbers eventually as the ball is collected by us and pushed down the pitch, not being able to collect by Palmer, and it's offside anyways. So let's go up to the lineup so I can pull the changes. I will say that's something that I miss about Parky's game, using the window to make subs. This game I wouldn't have made any, but you don't use up a substitution window if you do it at the half. It's free time to do the transfers, and he never uses them. Pass forward, it's dangerous there. Mullen's working to try and nick the ball. He able to get it back to McLean. It wants it back, gets over to Lee, 18-yard box. Amazing work by Mullen, nicking that possession. And that's got to be the substitute Nichols that came in there, number 7, but he's just getting worked over on that left-hand side. He is slow as all hell. Get all ball down that left-hand side, please. Give it away, and a little bit of a run here by Mansfield. We're working to get back. 3, Keillor-Dunn. Somebody step up on him. You don't give him that much space, and he gets it over, and here it is. Knocked out, and it's going to be a corner. Ultimately, Gale blew that one and had a chance on the setup. They say it was a good strike. I think that was a stuff. I think he messed that. Keillor-Dunn running at everything. Gave him a nice pass, left-footed. And yeah, was I wrong, or was that saved or went out? it was going to go wide, and I don't think it was a good strike at all. I thought he could have done much better than that, as the corner is cleared away and cleared back into the box, though, up in the air, still there to be cleared. And we've got head contact, and it's been blown down. Both Palmer's down back of the head, and that's one of their subs that just came in. Palmer's still down. Palmer's still down. Trying to get an idea as to both the nature of the impact. He's running off, so seems to be okay, or at least he's making it appear that way. He looks to be okay. So sometime played to us, and Ogonko's got it. Drop ball, and away he goes. Right-footed through the middle of the pitch. The sun is come out in Wrexham. O'Connor able to get it, puts it over to Bolton, who kicks it down, tries to get it forward, not able to do so, and it goes to the middle of the pitch. Bolton has to put some work in, able to free that up, and it goes to O'Connor, who's going to settle it down. Well done, lads. Don't give away possession. Eat the ball. Lee with it, left-hand side, goes and finds McLean. Left side, looking for a cross, taking on his man. Man, that left right back for them is just slow. And he mistouched it and gave it away. Cannon with it right outside the area, advances it forward. This is all off of a free giveaway, and let's hurt him out free into the area. Nobody there, and it's blocked away, and it's going to go for a goal kick. But man, Akins, is that who that is? That slid back down onto that side. Is Aiken playing as a back, because he started as a forward, and he looks lost. And you guys will have to let me know as I'm going to bring back the chat and start to have a look, because shots are still, well, they got one more. Let me add that before I bring the chat back up, as I've been ignoring these guys. Mullen with it. Or sorry, that was Lee with it, and just lost control of first touch, and the defender just held him off, and it's going to roll for a goal kick. 43%, 57%. Yes, there are going to be ad breaks. Feel free to send me a tweet or a message afterwards. Let me know how it goes, whether I can place them better. They're running right mid-roll, and they say they'll do it automatically. So I was curious how that was going to go, and if that's going to be too distracting. I kind of want to know how many you're getting. I kind of want to know when they're coming. There is an option for me to take some control of them. It's just there's so much going on. Cannon nicks the ball midfield, gets it over to McLean. McLean left side. And a reminder, the whole purpose of this thing is with the ad rolls is I get a little bit of money, and then hopefully able to, buy season tickets, sponsor a player, give away jerseys, improve the computer, and all that sort of stuff. It was Cannon, Gale. It was excellent setup. Cleworth ended up beating McLaughlin with an amazing pass, and it was, and then it was Cannon with it, who gave a beautiful ball to Mullen that beat two players, two defenders. And can you say beautiful ball? It was a beautiful entry, but it was also a mistake by Mansfield. And it's up over top of Flint. Mullen putting in the work. He's chasing down Bowery, and Mullen gets it. Flint now having to do something. Palmer grabs the ball, and bad first touch, and then he flops. And the referee just gave it to him. That was the most obvious flop we've seen in a while, but McLean gets it. He's going to take a cross, but there's nobody there. And Pym and Flint with an awkward collect. But that was, I'm going to give the flop meter a bump up to 5 on Palmer's little dance. It was a giveaway, and then he knew he gave the wall away, so he just does the little shimmy. Stockport giving FGR the beat down. MK Don's still up. Barrow up 2-0, making this massive. That would put us behind Stockport in first. We would sit in third, tied in points with Mansfield. I'm with you. He didn't look good on that play at all. Belgium ads. Excellent. Mullen putting in work on Bowery, but this time the ball goes to the right. He thought it was coming to the left, and so not able to maintain the possession, and it comes forward. Giveaway to us. O'Connor ends up knocking it down, gets it over to Cannon, flicked up over for Bolton to go to chase. Too far? Too far. Yeah. I'm with you, John. We have been flopping a lot today, to be fair. What happened there? We've got McLaughlin on the deck. That's odd. On a throw-in? In any event. This is Atkins, who's come back. I had Atkins up with Swan at the start of the game, who's come back with some of the substitutions, and that might be when Gale came in. And so now he's playing in the back, and he hasn't looked good. Like McLean and Lee and Cannon and Boyle down that left side. Let's just eat the ball down there. Eat the ball down there the whole time. And of course, I lose my stream. I still have the backup of the iFollow, and so I'm going to go to there. But we're at the go live. Let's see where we end up getting there as I spin my wheels. And it looks like it may be a network problem. So we'll go to the next network. While I'm doing this, smash the like button, and we'll get onto it as I'm racing to get everything connected. 54th minute and 22nd on iFollow. Looking to connect on DAZN to see where we're at. I hope that DAZN picks it up, because then we're only... Well, I don't want to lose 20 seconds here. Like button smashed. Good stuff. They've got a corner. Here it is. In swinger, headed away. O'Connell. I'm still 20 seconds behind from where I'm watching, but I'm trying to multitask here as I've got a backup stream that's going on in behind as I load up this game, please. And what is going on? It's almost as though they've gotten rid of the game on DAZN. Towards the area, cleared away, well done, and I've got the game now. Cannon moving forward, right-hand side, blasting past, or is that Bolton blasting past people, gets it over, and it's behind. Mullen has to go back and try to get it, and can't. And so it's cleared away, and here comes Mansfield on the other side. We've got numbers back. Everything looks fine and under control as I'm running through the ads now on DAZN for reloading and watching delayed. Free kick given, dangerous area, going to be, 30 yards out? TOC's disgusted with the call. I'm hoping that you guys are now an extra 20 seconds behind. Interesting to note. Good stuff. Is Keillor-Dunn going to take this one? Right-footed. This is one that 4 in the wall. It's an area where you can take that, and it's cleared up over top as I get... Better than Mullen's effort, but not by much is what the statement was. You'll remember in the first half, 3-man wall from a similar territory, and Mullen took his and skied his to the moon. That one was just about 6-7 feet over. It's a great question, especially because I saw some training videos, and it looks like he can shoot pretty damn well with both feet from distance. And I thought, Jesus, that looks good. 58%, 42% the possession. Shots are 8-5. Haven't been any shots in a long time, and I'm okay with that right now. Palmer goes up and knocks that one free to Lee. Lee loops it over to Mullen. He's all by himself up there. Trade taken on Bowery. Bowery's going to let it go. Mullen says, I got the touch on it, and he is livid, but it's not given. As soon as there was a touch, Mullen stopped, or looked like a touch. He stopped trying to get the ball, but instead not given as a corner, and it's going to go to Pim to kick that one out. Pim gets us back underway, and that's going down the right side of the pitch. Great effort to keep that one in, I'll have to be honest. The momentum meter's solidly in Mansfield's favor, but just no sniff of danger from what I've seen, other than from set pieces in those corners and the free kick. In open play, they've looked anemic as all hell as Lee grabs it, thumps it down the field, but misses Palmer, and it's going to go to Pim. 9 shots total to 5. The fans into it, singing. Back to Pim, and over on the left-hand side, that's going to be McLaughlin over there working with, it looks like, Bowery. Bowery's going to bring it back, middle of the pitch. This is fine. They're in their third, just kicking it around. Just having a kick around before this long ball goes down, and Boyle says, not on my watch, and gets it to Lee, who gets it to O'Connor, and O'Connor flicks it forward. Lee to Palmer digging. They're side by side, Palmer and Mullen running in tandem before Palmer turns to the middle of the pitch. Looks for Lee, finds Cannon. Cannon missed touch, and it's given away. Bad pass by Cannon there. Bolton couldn't do anything, and it's cleared out, and we'll get a throw in. Maintain possession, keep the ball down on this end, and let's sniff around and go and add one more. Bolton, he's doing the handlebars. It looks like, as he throws it in, and Mullen, well done to maintain possession. Back heels it to Bolton. Bolton's, he's got 2 people on him. He's pulled. It's that jersey pull. Like, the ref just isn't giving that if it's not in, and that looked to me to not be a flop. That looked to me like Bolton was trying to fight through it and couldn't. You could see the jersey just pulled to the extreme. You can hear Parkey screaming. No, the announcer completely silent on DAZN. Way more than Mr. Griffiths is silent. And it was almost 5 minutes, like they were sitting there having a drink in a hot toddy, and then they decided to have a chat. I thought something was breaking here. 60th minute. What are we talking for subs? Fletcher's sitting on the bench. It doesn't look like anybody's up warming up. George is still sitting there. Man, it's nice to see him all ready to roll. Ooh, dangerous. That would have been O'Connell. EOC goes in there sort of like a missile to try and get the header. I'm glad he didn't get to it. And the ball ends up getting scooted about and then thumped down the pitch, and it's going to be sheltered, and Okonkwo misses it. It's in the back of the net, but the whistle blew. This is going to be controversy. Okonkwo, with his nervy mistake at the edge of the area, goes down to pick up the ball and muffed the play. Keillor-Dunn nicks it, wide open net, and they pot it in the back. And Keillor-Dunn, I want to have a look at this. So did he touch this early? Cleworth is leaving it. Ogonkwo's waiting for it to get to the edge of the area, and that's not a foul. I don't think the announcer thinks that Ogonkwo had it. I don't think he did. He grabbed it. The ball comes loose. The broadcaster, neutral, says Ogonkwo had it, and Keillor-Dunn stripped it. In that situation, it's a free kick, and the referee made the right call. I think Ogonkwo dropped the ball. Let us know what you think if you were watching that one. I think that was standard Arthur bat away from the net, and we got given one. Don't care. I will take it. Either way, it doesn't count. But that'll be nervy, and that'll motivate Mansfield a little bit and maybe wake us up. I appreciate that, John, and I know other people who do that as well. It's I think it's fascinating that people would rather listen to my nonsense, but I'm very glad that they do, because I just enjoy doing this. As Mansfield coming forward, Akins is all the way up from the center back position to join the forwards, and they're starting to move forward. Edge of the area, it's looped up, and it's missed. That was dangerous territory, had space to get in there, and that's just lifted to the moon by Clark. Atkins has it. He's taking on McLean. He gets it out. Nobody's there. Have Lee and Cannon collapsing. Lots of space for Clark to thump the crap out of that. Carolyn says that Ogonkwo had it. night and day. And the difference, are you talking as far as the broadcasting goes, or are you talking the difference in time between you getting it and us getting it? So it's thumped down. Mansfield has it. Jersey pulls again. Nothing called. Goes down the left-hand side. Yes, mumblings. Yes, one more before. As they're looking to throw it in. Headed away. Nobody ends up getting the clearance, and it's thumped into the box. Cleared again, but collected by Mansfield, and they move down that left-hand side. Dangerous, swept in, touched, not there. Ogonko, is he going to be able to get it? No, McLean just ends up collecting it. Whoa, draws it back in instead of clearing it and says, I'll make a play of this, puts it down to the center of the pitch and misses Palmer. Nervy. 63 minutes in, and we're getting a little stumbly in the back here. Do not like. Thanks, Audrey. That's an awesome compliment. Mr. Griffiths does do a fascinating job if you can get his broadcast. I don't do this professionally. I like to think that I can be a little bit more rough around the edges, and people sometimes end up appreciating. That includes some cursing, and I'm certainly not neutral, nor do I try. Kicking it around in the back is Mansfield over to Atkins on the right-hand side. Stop the long ball. I'm okay with it if it's a clearance, though, Carolyn. Yeah, and that's the joy of being a bit of a homer, right? MK Don's up 3-0. Barrow up 2-0. Crewe Gillingham, the only one where the scoreboard, out-of-town scoreboard, helping us out. We've got to help ourselves. A draw here would hurt. A loss would hurt just because everybody is doing a thing. And as I say that, here they come with 4-on-4, but we're able to grab it. Well done by EOC. Gets it to McLean. Settled. 65th minute approaching. Knocked forward. Mansfield just with more and more possession. Like, I'm scared to look at the numbers. 58%. We get it back. Knocked down. Came free. Lee grabs it. And here we come on a counter punch. Another stumble. Cannon ends up flipping over, gets the ball up. Oh, that's in the area. That's a penalty kick. No, nothing given. Points. Penalty. You're damn rights. You're damn rights. That's in the box. Just clearly took out Bolton. Well done on Cannon for getting that over to Bolton. Bolton has his guy bet, and he's just entirely cleared out, and he was right on the edge of the area that's in the box. You point at the spot. The ball harmlessly rolled away, but that's not what the call is. That's a foul in the box. Here it is. Cannon gets the ball away. Bolton's running towards the box. Touches there. Ooh, contact in the box, out of the box. Contact in the box, out of the box on the replay. Contact's there. Oh, clearly a foul. The question is was he in the box? Here's the right down the line. We'll see this. And I don't think that was a penalty. I think it was outside the box. Brendan says the same thing. It wasn't a terrible tackle. It was a foul. The question was it a penalty shot? I don't think it is. But we'll talk about that one. That was Bowery on Cannon, and we've got Mullen stepping up over the spot. Let's put this one to bed, boys, early on, please. The way that they've been struggling, 2 is enough, I think. Knock on wood. Let's get it. Let's go. Mullen, right-footed, taking his step backwards. Pym standing in the middle. We've got Mullen echoing through the stands, and the whistle blows as Mullen takes his time and advances forward. Right-footed, scores! Top left corner, baby. 2-0. Whoo-wee. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Made me nervous, took his time. Pym is standing there facing the tech end. Oh, man. And I think that's the first home game since January 13th in the tech end, that penalty goal. I'd have to check that one. But get in indeed. Power got it done because positionally Pym was there. He put it close to the middle, and Pym just couldn't get the arm up in time. That was a bullet. That ball evaporated off of his foot. And we're going to go with a little bit of How good was that? And no, I appreciate it, Don, not spoiling it. If everybody gets to see it, is that Keillor-Dunn coming off? The man who stirs the drink coming off for Boateng. Woo! What? Clough, what are you doing, man? He takes off their best player, Keillor-Dunn, off for Boateng. What? That's an extra goal for us that Clough just gave us. What the hell is that? Tell me I'm wrong. But we're back underway. Time she is a ticking, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a wonderful day. Moles, if he scores and gets the hat trick, and that's what A2Z just put up as well, 100 goals. I don't have a graphic made. I don't have anything else. We'll just listen to the song and we will celebrate and do a dance. We've got Mullen echoing through the stands. Clark out, Maris in. They don't have a lot of subs left. I would like to see who's on the bench, because that's a lot of game. If somebody ends up taking a knock, they're going to be shorthanded. Clough trying to do something. Now, Mullen's got to stay in, but do you do a Palmer-Marriott switch, or do you do a Palmer-Fletcher switch? And well done by EOC standing up to that and nicking that one away as Boateng is able to maintain possession. And Mullen comes and nicks possession. And there's another. Is that a card? Borderline on Reed. Palmer's yelling at him. Yellow card. So that was Mullen gets it, gives it to Lee, and then the challenge comes in. Tell me, interestingly enough, that challenge there, what was the difference on that one than the one that went out on Bolton on the wing that wasn't called? But that's Reed sitting on a yellow as we get this underway. EOC, you could take 5 seconds, man. We're up 2-0. You don't have to immediately go after it. Maybe we're looking to send a message. Possession. Cannon gets a flick. Is it too far? Well, great idea getting it over on that side. Just couldn't get there. Shots are now 10-6. Man, we have been cynical? No, clinical, surgical. It's been impressive once we've been moving forward. But I do think we were lucky to get a penalty there. But you have to capitalize on it when you take it, and the referee gave it to us. As that's into the area. It's of no consequence unless they score one. And to score one, they have to get more shots. They've had one shot on target. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Evans come in, but I think I want Evans in like the 82nd minute. But we'll see. I do think David. Yeah, I think Bolton is faster. Beautiful number 10s. What the hell is that? That's a yellow. That is a yellow. Just dragged him back. That was Lewis taking that one. Took out Cannon. Cannon beat him in front, and Lewis, to be fair, was already going to ground before Cannon got there. He has to be able to look and see him. But just racking up the yellow cards, which is helpful for us. The broadcaster saying that Mansfield's looking tired. Def, a yellow. Getting desperate. Loving this game. This is what we wanted to start this Easter weekend. Massive games all over the place, and 3 coming in 8 days. Out of town scoreboard not in our favor, so you want to be able to hold your own. And if you're Mansfield, you got to start to be wondering. Draw at home to Colchester. Potential loss here as we have Fletcher up, and who's the subs that are up? Barney coming in? It looked like Barney. Those are words I will not say. I will not post them, John Hennon, but I see that you did. My voodoo is you can never say that word. So I won't do it. Oh, I will say that one, though. I'm hoping that you're right, Matt. I really am. Shirts are getting ripped off the players. But no calls, right? Like, do we need to have a ripped jersey counter? Atkins sitting back, playing in that center back role, but now coming forward down to nothing. Akins gets it forward just outside the 18-yard box, and it's cleared away. That was well done. Touch to O'Connor, who gets it forward. McLean gets it. He's got Mullen as an outlet on the left-hand side. Mullen goes over the midfield stripe, and he's waiting. Patiently draws it back and beats Akins, who gets it. Akins is useless. I haven't seen a League Two player been this obviously bad all season long. He's got no pace. He positionally is thrown out of whack. He's not able to find obvious setbacks. Like, he just played that horribly. Anybody else have a different opinion on that? I don't know what that is, Yassine. And so I'm going to have to, I wish I could read what it is, but I'm going to have to ask that it be in English, just because I don't want negative things to be out there. I don't think that it is. I don't want to have to translate it. And I apologize for my incapacity to speak languages other than English and Korean. But yes, Palmer is going out. The Palmer effect so far in play. You want to fight, Matt? Is that what you're telling me? You want to fight? I'm just joking. Well done, Palmer. Bolton goes out for Barney, and we've got our first subs at the 73rd minute. Barnett and Fletch. Oh, almost tried to play it through his legs. Did Barney play it through his legs, but they ended up maintaining possession as Barnett, like a buzzsaw off the bench, just digging around up there. Cheers for Palmer. Absolutely. Lee with it now. Looks, finds Fletcher. Tried to sort of back touch it over to Mullen, and it goes loose, and here it comes forward. Boateng down the right-hand side. Gets it forward. Boyle just easily flicks that away, and here's Akins. He just looks awkward with the ball, doesn't he? Big, tall, well-built guy, but even that little touch over to the right just looked labored. But yes, that was well done on Boyle to get... No, Welsh. I will allow Welsh because I have to. That's on me to learn it. And I'm trying, and there's enough people to correct it. That's all. It said, I love you too. Excellent. Excellent. It said up the town. I'll take that. I feel bad because, it's my deficiencies, really. And I want to be as inclusive as possible. Boateng moves it forward, cleared again by Boyle. Boyle's just a ball-thumping machine. Just that one of those cannons. You just load the ball in and it just shoots. That's all you hear. You can hear the boot in the ear every time it gets to Boyle. They're trying to advance it down that right-hand side, and it ends up at Boyle's feet. Thump, thump. And now it's Ogonkwo. Thump. And the ball will getting cleared. We're into long ball territory, and Fletcher and Mullen just going to be asked as a bit of a collision there, but nothing. And are we onside? Because if we are, and Mullen can get there, we've got numbers running forward. We are. Flag doesn't go up, and it's cleared back to Fletcher too high. Back pass, tried to cut it back to Fletcher, and he got it up over top of him. And Cannon nicks the pocket. Nichols, one of the subs, and he's disappointed and frustrated, and he doesn't go back to try and get the ball. So it's Cannon, left-hand side, working with McLean. McLean looking on Atkins. Atkins and Boateng in the corner. Just beat him. You've got Atkins standing in front of you. You beat him as Atkins just kicks it out of bounds. Have you looked at the man? He just looks like one of those guys that's chilling. 10 shots to 6. Nothing's been changing. This is the beautiful run of things is since that goal that happened. McLean gets it in. Mullen there looking for 100. Draws it back over to Lee. 18-yard area, and he's not able to get it. It's cleared out. And here's Maris, who's going to end up playing it forward. Stolen by Barney. Barney dancing around, has Max as an outlet, gets it to him. We're going to need another outlet, or he gets it back to Barney. Well done, Max. Looked back, didn't like the numbers of advancing on the defenders, so he turns back and gets it to Barney, and we're advancing. Mullen scored 2 goals. Max is still my man of the match. Bold? Bold, but I'll say it. A card-carrying Canadian. I got a whole passport and everything. Thrown in. Mullen doing the work. A bad throw, and that's going to go to them. Mullen tried to make a play with it to say it was our throw-in. I clearly wasn't. But Mullen putting in the effort there. Nigel Clough got his head down. He's feeling lost. Look at that. That is not a good look for your manager. He looks lost. Just despondent on the side, not watching the game, head bowed and low. He's crying. He wasn't crying, but might as well be. Get the sad violin music and strum that one up for Mr. Clough. McLean with it, just maintaining possession. And here's the thing with Lee with it into the box, and it's kicked over top. Fletcher, oh no, just missed it on the right-hand side. Amazing entry. Here's the thing, and Matt from Racecourse Rambles was talking about this, is when you make all of those substitutions at the same time, you end up disrupting the entire game. And I think moving Atkins back, bringing the two guys up front forward, Nigel sucked the power out, and now he's taken Keillor-Dunn out for Keillor-Dunn off for Boateng. That's a mistake. And ever since then, we've been taking control of this thing. And as I say that, a jersey pull, but then a swipe of the legs. So they call that one, and it's going to be a free kick from probably 30, 35 yards out. Do we want Evans? Are we sure he's 100%? Anyway, they take it short, interestingly, and Boateng's sitting in the middle of the pitch. The man who's filling in for Keillor-Dunn just draws it back and doesn't advance it forward. It gets over to Akins on the right-hand side. He pulls it over to Boateng. Boateng looking, Boyle there, over to Akins, 22 yards out, looking to get across, but no, moved forward. Lewis with it. To the right-hand side, cross, far post, rolling harmlessly. Will it go out? No, it's cleared back. Saved from the goal line and still coming forward. That's McLaughlin now. We're working on the left-hand side. Drawn over, missed touch, still pulled into the box, and EOC says, I don't want that in my box. Just get this out, please. And it's down to the center backs. Some sustained pressure there. Free kick, and maybe a little bit unfortunate on Fletcher as he was rolling through there. Thought he was able to get to the ball. Foot comes in around him, and he gets called for the free kick. Nice to have you back, Bob. We're going to disconnect your internet every time there's a penalty kick for the rest of the season. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, Don? Brendan's pulled that already. Soft little touches, ticky-tack left and right, but you can harness up a player and grab him by the back, whip him a couple of times, and just drag with him through, and he's not going to call a foul. That's how egregious it's been. Maybe that's a little bit of hyperbole, but it's been pretty bad as far as the polls are going. Swede here joining with the chat. Thank you. Yeah, you have to go to livesoccer.com. Down on the bottom, it has the link as to who's streaming it in Iran. If somebody has that and wants to pull it up, maybe I can do that. We're 10 minutes out. I want to keep my eye on this. Is McLean on Akins, and he can't do anything with it except flip it down. My word. If I was a Mansfield fan, I'm curious to see what the tweets say about this individual. Chan, 안녕하세요. 잘 지냈어? And see, I can speak that language. And so he said hello. And that's why I feel like I'm not inclusive to Yassine and others because I can't speak the language. Advancing forward, here's a touch, 18-yard box, brought over to Boateng. He's looking, got three men ahead of him, pulls it over to Lewis, still outside the box, flicked back. McLaughlin, he's now moved forward. There are a lot of numbers forward. Far post, McLean is there. Akins touches it. Boyle knocks it down and thump. Fletcher pushed in the back, but that's fine. The referee says Lewis has it, tried to clear, but Max isn't able to do it, but it gets to Barnett, and Barnett just gives it a thump. And here comes Mullen on the chase on Flint. Flint directs. He's going to give it to Pym, and Pym collects it. 82 minutes. Time it is a ticking. Boateng comes back and gets it. Kicks it across the midfield stripe. This is Nichols now, right-hand side. Gets it up to Gale. Just misconnected there, and it's cleared, and now it's with Akins. 40 yards out, Boateng. Fletcher all the way back. Mullen, the only guy up high as it comes over on the switch over to Reed. McLaughlin down to Lewis. 35 yards out, working on the left. Barney's there. Lee is there. Kicked, nudged away. O'Connor gets it, advances to Mullen. He's going to hold it up, flick it over to Fletcher. Let the mob come in behind them. McLean beautifully worked. Maintaining the possession, letting everybody come forward. Lee has it now, midfield stripe. Boateng is there. Boateng flop. Little tiny Lee just grips and throws Boateng to the ground with authority if you're going to buy that flop. And I've got to go back and put the flop meter up. Looked like it should be a throw into us. We're calling for a foul. Fourth official getting involved in it. Parkey gives a message to Cannon and Nichols are having a pleasant chat. about the weather and how it's changed and gone from rainy to sunny to now windy in Wrexham or something else. Shots 10-7. Taking our time with this free kick from just inside the midfield stripe, 82nd minute, and I do still want to get that information regarding Iran. Akins with a bad clearance, but Flint is able to get that one there. If Flint and Brunt had a baby, that would be a center back. Yeah, I'm losing my mind in blissful happiness. In Iran, I don't have the game being in Iran, so you got to go to Bet365 and pay for it, is what I understand. If it's not picked up in any country, it's at Bet365 and you have to pay for it. So that's my answer. Sorry for the delay on that one, and we'll get back into it, trying to include everybody. And hey, I can take Iran off the list for the watch party, as we've got Cannon over with an 18-yard box, draws it back to Barney. Barney looking, and he loses it. Missed touch, giving away possession. A little bit foolish there, as we had three numbers over in that corner to maintain possession and keep it down there, and gave it away. We'll take the mistake if we're able to get possession back. Boateng with it, looking for Akins. Work down the right-hand side, guys. Flint says, no, we don't want Akins to get the ball because he's been garbage the whole game. And so they're going to go down the left. It's possible, Zachary. It's possible. And you're welcome, Yashin. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you, man. Zachary, it's definitely possible that could be the match. I'm hoping that we can go on a run here with the next games that we have before then, as it's thumped down and nobody really chases it down. So Fletcher just goes and collects it, draws it back to Mullen outside the area. He's tripped down. Nothing going to be given. Not really a penalty. It was kind of a trip, a stumble, and a leg connected. Lee still with it, though. And Boateng ends up deflecting it. O'Connor collects it, gets it back over to McLean, and he misses it, and it's going to roll out for a goal kick. Had an opportunity for the 100th goal. May have to wait for another day, but I love possession down. They're going to sit there and look at 61% to 39%, but one shot on target, and I don't think they've had a shot anywhere, is George Evans coming in 84th minute. 84th sub, and that's going to be Evans in. Oh, they didn't let us make the sub, so we're going to wait for that one. As Pim's got it, kicks it down the pitch. EOC not able to get it. It's headed away. We don't like our shape right now. Bust your ass out there, Max, and go out and get that. And he does. This is Gale now down the left-hand side instead of the right. He draws it back, and it's McLaughlin. Long ball served in, and kind of useless and wasted, to be fair. And McLean just thumps it up the middle of the pitch. Fletcher there gets a push in the back, but it's cleared away. Mullen chasing it down on Flint. Flint's going to play it back to Pim. There it is. Pim's got it. Well done on Mully to get after it. Versus the first half, 100 times better. Don, you're exactly right. Defending well. We've got pressure on. We've earned this win, even though people are going to point to that penalty. One shot on target. I think you're right, W&G. I won't say guaranteed, but and it depends also on the out-of-town scoreboard. But the 3 points here is massive in maintaining our position and being able to, we draw Mansfield back into the crowd now. They're in jeopardy of potentially stumbling out of this thing. Barrow being the largest threat behind us, as MK Dons reasserts themselves with an absolute bashing of Walsall. Don't like that for the goals for and against stuff, as they're going to draw in on us a little bit. Is Evans and Marriott coming in? 87th minute. Mullen comes out. 99 goals for the club, looking for 100. Agreed. 100%, but it's part of the process. Part of the process is getting there. You think he stumbled? I thought he stumbled. You're saying, no, he didn't? I agree, Kim. Isn't that the surprise of the year, is that they still keep leaking in here as Lee comes out for Evans? So I'm assuming that that's going to be Evans sliding out and O'Connor moving forward as far as their midfield go. Oh, I'm all for shooting for the moon and winning every game and taking it outright. But I also don't want to have to play the last game and have a heart attack needing points. And how do you end up worrying about that? Well, first you've got to secure a playoff position. Then you make it an automatic position. So it's all part of the process, right? All part of the process. I agree, John. Keep them there at 100 for Tuesday. 100%. Everybody's got brilliance all the way through. Is Fletcher's... Oh, that wasn't Fletcher. That was O'Connell. I was like, why is Fletcher running from the back? That was O'Connell who ends up getting it, pulls it all forward, draws it over the right, and it's just going to go around the horn through Ogonko over to Boyle on the left-hand side. Boyle with it. He plays it up to McLean. McLean, solid game after that yellow early on. Remember, TOC dancing around. Guess who else? Akins. Akins is just... I don't think I've seen a player this obviously bad in the National League. As Akins has it, thumps it down, cleared away by Boyle. TOC is there. Boateng scrambling. 89th minute. We're going to get, 4 minutes out of time? Well done by O'Connell. Cradles it in his belly as he goes to ground, gets it to Boyle. Boyle up to McLean. Gets a cheer from the crowd for that work. Fletcher securing it. We're doing the Bronx cheer on every touch. Legs swept out, but no call, and it's going to be thumped down on a long ball that's going to go right out into touch. Cue the time waste. Cue it. We're in no hurry here. Let that time kick. Cannon is underrated. Not by, I don't know. I think the Lion King getting up there, he needs his own song. Somebody take a Wimmoe, and turn it into In the Race Course, the Mighty Race Course. Cannon scores tonight, or whatever the hell you want. Make it a thing. I'm worried about me, my needs. That's Wrexham moving up. Akins with it, moves it forward. Right-hand side, the long ball misses, goes from Boyle to O'Connor, back to Boyle. Boyle eats it and then thump down the pitch. Boateng's back there in reserve. It gets flicked on by Mullen, and Flint has to go and collect it. Flint with it. Center of the pitch. Long ball starting to get desperate as we get close to 90 minutes. How much time do you think his neck is going to be called? Ogonko waiting to freeze it, and now he grabs it and moves it forward and plays it quickly. We don't time waste. Like, what the hell was that? 2-0 lead, and Ogonko gets it and rolls it immediately to his right back. Doing the business, week in, week out. Do I have pipes? Here we go. Another swim as Marriott had an opportunity, and it's there for Pim, and he's going to thump it down, and he gets flashed past. 5 minutes. That's kind of what I expected. But I'm not from the UK. But I do love that. It all sounds 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Wow, I thought 5, but you guys thought more. No, it's just 5 minutes of added time. A minute of it already getting into it. That shot on target was in the first half, was it not? Late in the first half? That's an entire half so far without a shot on target. And I don't think that they've had any shot towards the target in the last 30 minutes. Whether that's us, whether that's them, whether it's a combination of the two, don't care. This has been a fucking performance, and I will take it. John, yeah, I'm with you there. Well done by Fletcher, keeping that open. Marriott trying to get over there to collect it off of that free one. He's just going to hold it in the corner and lets it go and roll for the corner. Set it up, let the time go. The rain has picked up. What a day for the weather. Heavy rain early, turns to light and mist. Sun at the start of halftime, and now it is pouring torrential, it looks like. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm a foolish Canadian. I am married to an English lass, and my kids are from the UK, have passports. Well, one of them does. The other one I have to apply. I'm the only person who doesn't hold a UK passport. Short corner, played into that, and swept a little bit too hard and too heavy on that one. I love those battles on the corner flag. Yeah, sorry, Jeannie. He got subbed off there for Marriott. I can't with my stats. I wonder if I could do that or find them for us. Might have to just take a screenshot as I went for more stats. A Marriott goal would be the perfect end to this game, would it not? I mean, credit to Marriott. That ball went to the corner and started trying to push it. He knew what he had to do. As Boateng just thumps it out of bounds and we get a free. Like, Mansfield's looked like trash. Let's be honest. Indonesia, Rizky, thanks for joining. Nice to see you. Bump that like button and come again. Like, I hope the people that find us late, come and find us on Monday or Tuesday. Monday, looking to do the 4-game watch party with 4 of us all watching at the same time. If not, it'll just be me here watching all 4, maybe. I don't know. And Tuesday, we've got the afternoon game, as that's thrown in by Akins, and it hits McLean, goes out for another throw. 3 minutes and just no giddy up. Like, Mansfield just looks like a despondent team with a loss. I know, big puck it out. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm not. Baseball season started. The kids are out and doing some fun stuff, and I got to go and do that. A reminder after 90 minutes to follow, as well as another throw in for Mansfield, and here they come forward. The Stags getting slaughtered by the Sheep. Reed over to Akins. Akins back to Reed. Akins moving forward and looping up. Boateng there, and Akins just runs into Boyle completely away from the ball. It is fascinating to watch how useless this guy is. Entertaining. Doncaster up 2-0 on Crawley. That's helpful, at least as far as ensuring securing the playoff spot. Moved forward, Fletcher with it, giving it up to Marriott to go and chase on, and well done. You know what? I am a fan of this Marriott guy just because the effort that he puts in coming in late. Yeah, don't they? Like, there's, to be fair, I think Nigel Clough took their legs out with those subs. And they've taken Keillor-Dunn off, and what was that? The 67th minute? That's your best guy. That's your offensive drink maker. That's your stirrer. That's your guy. And you ripped him down, pulled him out. Risky, appreciate it. Yeah, come in again. Crewe has drawn another game. That one's over. Excellent. There are legitimately 6 teams who had a chance, with Crewe slipping out. I think that might move them out of it to make it 5 teams with a legitimate chance. I'm going to have to change my graphic and bring Barrow in as Akins with the cross, and look at it. That was actually, I will give it to him, that was a good cross, but it's headed away. The whistle blows. She's 2-0. Let's go. Let's go. It's a wonderful day. Subscribe button, like button as you leave. It's a 2-0 win as we dominated that thing. And I don't care what anybody says about possession stats or otherwise. We had control throughout. They looked horrible. 1 shot on goal, never in jeopardy. There was that 1 opportunity off the boot of Lewis where they split the 2, and a couple of blocks early on. Nigel Clough took his legs out of his team. We thought that Parkey should be out. And all you hear is amazingness of Nigel Clough. That was brutal management. And if I was a Mansfield fan, I would be choked at having Akins on the pitch at all. And Nigel Clough for taking the wind out of the sails. Maybe just not okay. Oh, and Akins having the chat or Clough is having the chat with Lewis. Something's 2 calls, 2 goals. I don't know what his complaint is. They didn't do anything. We're going to do the after 90 minutes. I'm anticipating that a bunch of people that are at the game, including Matt and Baz, are going to join us at some point in time. Local pundit's going to be sliding over as well. I probably am going to have to take a dart to go and attend to something here once we get that started. But I'm going to take that link. I've got to go and grab it. Let's close this down. I don't need this chirping in my ears anymore. That means I'll miss the Parkey interview and all of that sort of stuff afterwards. An amazing performance by Mullen. I'm going to go and grab the links here to share with you guys so that you can join to find the channel. This is if you just want to watch. If you just want to watch, you go to, and I don't have that link. My word, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm so excited and so happy that I'm losing track of where everything is. A 2-0 win is a massive outcome, especially given what everybody did around us. And while you look at the scoreboard or the standings afterwards and you say, that's not such a good thing. Can you imagine if we didn't take those points? If we didn't take those points, we'd be staring back with teams nipping at our heels. Dale, I appreciate you guys. To everybody, stay with me for a second. I do want to grab that after 90 minutes link, and I do want to grab the stream. I do want you guys to come and join, whether it's to listen or whether it's to actually have a chat. Come and join, please. That's the whole purpose of setting that thing up, and we're going to go over there right away. This is the chat. This is the link to have the post-game chat after 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, we link with everybody else around the social media community. They're joining, not everybody, but a lot. They're all joining in. The Aussies said they were going to join. And if you want to join, here's the link to go and do that. You can queue that up and be a person who waits for me to get over there, as I'm going to go build the graphics. I'm going to go get signed up and signed in. And we're going to sign off from this one. A beautiful day, a wonderful day. Smash the like button as you leave. A good Friday. We're back on Monday and on Tuesday. 2-0 for the good guys. We'll be at the after 90 minutes. Follow the link. If you can't find it, just wait 5 minutes for me to get the graphics going. We're going to be over there. Sweden Mutant, Robert, Orion, Vinyl, Brandon, thanks for the help. W&G with the scoreboard as always, and it was a busy one. The members, you guys are awesome. Yes, it was a good day. An awesome day. Love you all. Have a good one, and we will see you in moments.